So you cleaned up your diet, but your blood sugar is still too high. Most people, I find, aren't failing at food. They're failing at the idea of a strategy. And that's what I want to talk about today. 6 mistakes that people are making, that I've made, maybe you've made, that, you know what, could make all the difference in the world. Guys, I'm Coach Ken, the wellness preacher, and one part of Healthy Together and Feeling Great. And I want to welcome you into this video, this live, as I want to touch base on just these 6 simple things. And I was there. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, I had no idea. Going back to being diagnosed with cancer, and then even as a kid, when I was 9, I was diagnosed with childhood rheumatoid arthritis. Signs of insulin resistance, migraines, acid reflux, all that built over time. I always thought it was the foods that I was eating and that I was eating. I was told not to eat eggs, right? I would do my inventories, and milk, so I cut all that out. I found out I was allergic to dairy. I was allergic to anything with cow's milk, peanuts, and it was just like, what would cause it? Caused my stomach to get upset, would trigger migraines, all these things. And I didn't realize what insulin resistance was until I was diagnosed with diabetes type 2. Then I began to see and study and research, which I should have been doing all along. What mistakes are you making? And as we think about that, the first thing is you're eating healthy, but you're not eating strategically. And what I mean by that is ultimately insulin resistance isn't just about the food alone. It's about the glucose load and the demand of insulin on our bodies. And every time we're eating, we're not thinking about it. We're just going, oh, that looks good. That looks great. I go to the grocery store. I'm shopping the middle aisles. I'm just pulling things off. And if it says keto, I'm going to grab it. If it says all natural, I'm going to grab it. It says organic, I'm going to grab it, without looking at any of the labels or anything. So while I'm eating healthy, it's not very thoughtful. And that's the first mistake that most people seem to be making. And we've got to do that better. Health isn't automatic. It's something we have to be paying attention to, especially in our modern food environment. So what's the second one? Well, the second one is not much different because we're snacking all day. Now, that may seem like we were told to eat healthy snacks, but if we weren't doing them strategically, that's going to be a problem. Because we're not thinking about what we're eating. We're looking at the labels and what we're being told, but we don't really know. And what we're not being taught is that every time we eat, our body is going to turn certain things into sugar. And the number one thing is anything that's a carbohydrate, particularly simple carbohydrates and processed carbohydrates. Those fibrous foods like fibrous vegetables and berries, well, those take longer to break down because fiber is part of it, what we call roughage, right? Rabbit food is what I used to call it. Those things are impacting how insulin then responds, because fiber slows down that blood sugar spike, and insulin is the hormone in the pancreas that addresses that and takes the sugar and puts it into the cells for storage, thus the fat in our bodies. So understanding it's kind of like a light switch, that insulin, and we need to turn it off. And when we stop eating all the time, our insulin levels come down because we're not eating and our blood sugar comes down. So the third thing, now this is one that I find so many people are concerned about, and that there is a fear of protein. Now, I'm not really sure where it comes from, but the reality is maybe we're always thinking about red meats as the only way. And of course, that's been something that's been said, don't eat red meat, don't eat eggs, right? Those are things, but we don't need to fear protein. In fact, proteins and fats are required for life, that we need. Of the 3 macronutrients, all of the amino acids that our bodies need to break down for energy and the building blocks of our body are going to be found in protein. So we've got to not be afraid of protein. I will tell you, for me, it was shocking for me to learn that when we eat the grams of protein we need for our goal weight, we can lose weight or gain weight simply by doing that. I thought it had to do just with sugar, and that's a part of it. but eating the right protein also makes you feel full longer. So don't be afraid of protein. And especially as we get older, we need to make sure that we're getting good proteins. Now, mineral deficiencies would be the fourth one, is thinking about all the things that we think we need. We need the multivitamin full of all different things, but really and truly, there's only a few that for most people, not all, that they really need for the diet. One of those, in part, is to realize there are simple things that we need to add to our diets. I call them extras all the time when I do my hand. How are you eating? How are you exercising? What are your extras? Are key. So what are those extras? Magnesium is one of those. Vitamin D3 and K2, all of those work in conjunction, are built up. Vitamin B's, those B complex, specifically B12, which helps with neuropathy for people dealing with insulin resistance. Those are key minerals that we need to get in our bodies. Now, I always drink Unimate, and I have balanced fiber, which has the B vitamin in it that I need. A complex vitamin is found in the balance, which if you'd like to know more about, just message me or check out some of my links about that as well, because that's one of the things that we help people with coaching. Those have been the things that have been a game changer for helping with my health to reverse insulin resistance. The polyphenols, the chlorogenic acid that you find in yerba mate, that yerba mate concentrate, so very good. The benefits of the fiber, of making sure I have it at every meal, and those B complex have been a game changer for Dr. G and myself. So make sure that we want to not ignore those simple mineral deficiencies that we might have. Now, the fifth one, number 5, we got our 5, right? You're demonizing carbs instead of sequencing them. Now, if any of those haters that show up on my page are here, totally fine, no big deal, don't really care. But the reality of it is, I want to enjoy certain things, right? I find that there's a lot of foods. My wife loves chayote squash. She's not going to do without it. It's just not going to happen. I love cranberries. You know what? And I love a great Caesar salad. I don't know why, that's just become my salad of choice. But a good Caesar salad, huge. When I've gone to, a few times that I've gone to other countries, I go to Rome, and I love getting the fettuccine Alfredo at Alfredo's restaurant. Oh my gosh, I'm going to eat those carbs, right? But what we have to understand is where carbs go in meal sequencing. Fiber, fats, and proteins, and we put carbs at the end of the meal. That's not our primary source of our food, which is what we've done, and that's a big part of what's led to insulin resistance. So as we talk about, we're not demonizing the carbs, we're not putting them out there, it's just making sure we put them in the right sequence. Now, if you've been following this long, I've got one more to go, but I do want to encourage you that if there's information that you'd like to know about, maybe you haven't subscribed to our channel or would like to know more about insulin resistance, that's where you want to go to learn more about it, right? You can scan and connect with me right there and hit that subscribe button so that you can learn more about what we've got right on here. And I have Snowbird, Lovebird. Hey, good to see you. I am recording this video for later, but I'm glad that you're here. This is going to be fun because this is not typically where I have guests on. So, which is great. This is all about the 6 different mistakes that people are making when we're dealing with insulin resistance. So we're at number 6, and number 6 is this. You're treating your health like it's a 30-day fix. That's the one thing that we cannot do, is to treat our health like a 30-day fix. And I think that's probably the biggest mistake as a nutrition coach that I see people doing. That, oh, if I do this for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, then I'll be great and I can stop doing it. Well, the reality of it is, what I teach and what I've learned is it needs to become a lifestyle. You're not broken, but learning to do this can be a huge you certainly can. You can certainly do that. I've got some of my great friends that are showing up. This is going to be saved as one of my lives about the things. Absolutely, that's totally fine. So as you're here, I definitely want to invite you, leave a comment below if you're looking to do a health reset in your life. Put that down in the comments. if there's anything that you would like to have more questions about, scanning that QR code right there will get you in touch with me. That is my link tree, and so we can have a further conversation. Maybe you would like to do coaching with me and Dr. G and know more about our program and how we help people get healed and start on this path. Because ultimately, it's not about simply doing a diet. It's about adopting a lifestyle that gives freedom and will help you on that journey. So stop blaming yourself. Let's fix those 6 habits, and then we will see how things are going, and we'll walk with you on the journey. As I say each and every time, go get the day, make it golden, and we'll see you back around on the flip side.